Hello, this is the TradeSight Forex Market Preview and International Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 26th of January, 2014, ending on Friday the 31st. Hope you're having a good week. Here's the dollar index daily chart on the right side of your screen. We talked about, I put out the year-end recap report. It's a written report on our blog. You can go back and read. It talks about what the markets did in 2013, what we have to look forward to moving forward. But overall, you can see the ranges have been pretty narrow on the dollar index, and we keep talking about we're stuck between this green static trend line above, which now goes all the way back to September, and this red static trend line here, which is below, which goes back to part of October. We've been in between them the whole time, and we got a 13 sell signal, seeker sell signal right here in January that I said was questionable because it really wasn't extended as far as you like to see these things be extended. But so far the market's contained by that and actually rolled over this week again. So we did get some movement out of that. Gave us a couple of really nice winners in both the euro and the pound this week. Here's a look at the euro dollar index. You can see this one's trapped between two static trend lines that are even tighter together. We're spending a lot of time in this range right now. I'd like to see us get out of those ranges because I think the daily movement of the forex pairs would certainly widen out if we got past that. Here's the pound dollar, and a couple things I wanted to point out here. Number one, you can see the 13 sell signal right here from back in early January. But also, if I turn off the seeker and also apply the Comer, take a look at this. We got a 13 sell signal now in the Comer right on Thursday and rolled over on Friday. So pretty interesting timing for the seeker and Comer and the rollover there on the pound dollar. Let's also take a look at the Aussie. I think that one's always interesting to look at. And there was a big 13 way back up here that rolled the market, and it's not looked back. Head and shoulders formation after that cracked, and then boom. Talk about patterns and their importance. Let's take a look at the intra-week action. This is what we saw this week in 30-minute bars going back to the start of the week, which was last Sunday's open. And here you can see the activity in 30-minute bars. Didn't complete a 13 signal on the 30-minute time frame this week on the euro dollar, but we did make good money here. We were long off this breakout and closed it out on Friday. Made almost 100 pips on two different trade calls on the pound and on the euro from Wednesday and Thursday. So can't complain about the week. We did get stopped out of a couple trades on Friday, and we didn't have a trade to capture this pound move necessarily unless you were doing some of your own stuff. But here's the pound to show you a little bit better ranges here. About 260 for the week. By the way, let's go back to the euro just so we can talk about from the high to the low of the week. The ranges here were about 140, 150 pips. Sorry, 250 pips. That's much better than what we've been seeing. Again, a lot of it was in that one move. Otherwise, the first couple of days of the week were slow. Keep in mind, Monday was a U.S. bank holiday, though, so that doesn't really count. So here we've got slightly better ranges, and hopefully this can keep going, in which case we'll move our trade size back up to fuller size at some point here when I start to see it. But I'd really like to see the dollar index get out of this range. I think that would be very important. Let's look at the week ahead. Lots to focus on this week. We've still got some key earnings here in the U.S. That isn't necessarily important to everybody in the Forex world, but it still can have an impact. I got Australia on the bank holiday going into the week, Sunday going into Monday. Trade balance and monetary policy meeting minutes out of Japan. Sunday night, we've got German IFO business climate, Eurogroup meetings, flash services PMI, new home sales out of the U.S. That's Monday morning. We've got the CB leading index out of Australia Monday night, CSPI out of Japan, German import prices, preliminary GDP out of the UK for the fourth quarter. Then we get into the U.S. data Tuesday morning, durable goods, consumer confidence, Richmond manufacturing index. We've got the MI leading index out of Australia Tuesday night going into Wednesday here in the States. We've got Switzerland's UBS consumption indicator, HPI nationwide number out of UK, money supply data out of Europe. US has crude oil inventories. We've got a 2-day Fed meeting, so there's one point right there. Tuesday and Wednesday, the announcement is Wednesday. We usually half size anyways ahead of a Fed announcement, the night of the Fed announcement. So Tuesday night we would be half size. Means we'll be even less than half size right now because we're half size anyways due to the bad ranges. We've got a rate announcement out of the Bank of New Zealand. After that, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. Building consents, visitor arrivals out of New Zealand, retail sales out of Japan, import prices and new home sales out of Australia. We've got some Chinese data, German preliminary CPI going into Thursday, and their unemployment change. Net lending to individuals and money supply data, along with mortgage approvals out of the UK. It's at 4:30 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday morning. And then here's the big one. So we'll be half size again going into this. This is the first look, the advanced GDP. This is a once a quarter number, not a monthly number. Once a quarter is the first look at GDP for a quarter. It's going to be for the fourth quarter. It's going to be an important number to see how the economy reacted to some of the goings on back then. So advanced GDP price index, pending home sales, natural gas data out of U.S. on Thursday, trade balance out of New Zealand that night. Japan does a data dump. They've got manufacturing PMI, household spending, Tokyo core CPI, national core CPI, unemployment rate, preliminary industrial production, consumer confidence out of the UK, PPI, private sector credit, housing starts out of Japan, German retail sales, French consumer spending, Italian monthly unemployment rate, European employment rate, GDP out of Canada, and then look at this, the U.S. still releasing a bunch of data. Core PCE, price index, employment cost index, personal spending and income Friday morning, Chicago PMI, and University of Michigan sentiment. It is a busy, busy week for data. So again, we're going to focus on the fact that Tuesday and Wednesday might be a little light because you've got the Fed meeting going on. Market might be waiting for that data Thursday as well. Hopefully we can get off to a good start, have something going on Sunday and Monday. Hopefully in general, 2 or 3 of the days this week, we can see those ranges up over 110 pips on the euro and the pound for the week and go from there. Other than that, have a great trading week. We will be here in the lab making calls and helping you make up money as usual. This has been a TradeSight market preview.